It is Cowboys-Giants this week, and we are in a sub-battle against the Giants Now channel here at Chat Sports. We are losing. We do have a nice number. 169 is super nice, but it's behind the Giants 300. So let's get caught up before kickoff, which we will be live an hour in advance for. Cowboys at Giants, Sunday Night Football, the first real watch party of the season. It is going to be awesome. Make sure you guys are subscribed so you don't miss out, as we have another version of our preview of the Cowboys-Giants Week 1 matchup. We're going to begin with top 5 matchups to watch in this one. Number 1, the left side of your offensive line versus the Giants' defensive line. The Cowboys have allegedly minor injuries going on right now. The first one was Tyron Smith. As we sit here filming this, his status for Week 1 remains uncertain as he battles through a hamstring strain. Now, we're filming this before Friday's practice is official, so we'll have to wait and see what the practice report, injury report looks like, there. If Tyron Smith cannot go, it's Awesome Richards, TJ Bass, maybe Chuma Adoga. Tyron Smith also rolled his ankle at practice on, earlier this week at practice on Thursday. Now, that's allegedly minor as well, but it certainly is something to keep an eye out for, especially against a very dynamic Giants front. Azeez Ojulari is a very nice football player. Kayvon Thibodeau's primed for a breakout second year. Dexter Lawrence, Leonard Williams, A'Shawn Robinson is a really good front in what can often be a 3-4 front or a hybrid front. Maybe that's their passing down front for the Giants there with the rush designation for, outside stand-up edge rush, whatever you want to call it there. That's a good front for the Giants. It is concerning. If you are the Dallas Cowboys, how that unit fares with an offensive line that at minimum will have not played together so far this season, preseason included there, or a replacement offensive line already. So predict the score for me of the Cowboys against the Giants. It's going to be today's pinned comment. So if the ad comes here on YouTube, take advantage of it. Head down there and let me know. Matchup number 2, Mike McCarthy calling plays for the first time in the game that matters as the Cowboys head coach against Don Wink Martindale. Martindale's staple, exotic blitzes. Now, historically, your quarterback has been awesome against blitzes. He has always done a great job about being able to ID them, get his players in the right spot, get the protection in the right spot, and standing strong against blitzes and against pressure. But it is a new play caller at the helm for Mike McCarthy. And I would be lying to you if I didn't have some semblance of anxiety with change. Change is change. There's always the risk of it being a negative thing for the Cowboys. Now, I think the comebacks, the curls, the hitches, those are kind of out of the playbook. Slant flats is going to replace it. We'll have two, tight end receiver, 2 receivers. Outside guy will have a slant route. Inside guy is going to run a flat route. And if you're doing your offense right, you have some double moves off of that. Whether that be a little, flatten up, if you want to call it there, which kind of is just a wheel route, basically, not from the backfield necessarily. Some sluggos mixed in there as well. Can you not, limit your offense the same way Jason Garrett used to? We'll know more after Week 1. Not everything will be known, but we will know more. Matchup number 3, Dan Quinn against Mike Kafka. I have been effusive in my praise of the Giants coaching staff. I think they're really, really well coached. I think Mike Kafka is a future NFL head coach. I am a big fan of him as a play caller, and I've long loved Brian Daboll as an offensive mind as well. Now, I think Dan Quinn, if you're ranking your defensive coordinators, he's probably 2, and it might not even be 2. From that perspective. It's a good matchup for him. The Giants still don't have all of the best playmakers on offense. They do not have a clear top 10 quarterback, but the Giants coaching staff has done a fantastic job of getting more out of their players. If we were being honest about, what position groups the Giants have better than the Cowboys, maybe tight end. We'll come back to that. Can make an argument for running back with Saquon over Tony Pollard. Def might go in favor of Dallas, but that's maybe just me being a homer. It's not receiver. It's not offensive line when healthy. It's not linebacker. It's not secondary. Defensive line, I think it absolutely is. But the Cowboys lose. Coaching is probably a big reason why. So who has the better coaching staff? DAL for the Dallas Cowboys, NYG for the New York Giants. Sound off in the comment section. Number 4 matchup, Brandon Cooks against Trey Hawkins III. The Giants think they found a gem in the 6th-round rookie out of Colorado in Trey Hawkins III, which, again, is kind of, it's Trey, whatever. You guys know what I mean there. Sorry, out of Old Dominion, not Colorado, out of Old Dominion. I don't know why I said Colorado there. CeeDee Lamb's going to be in the slot. Gallup on the outside. Something tells me there will be plenty of matchups for Brandon Cooks against Trey Hawkins, or at least Michael Gallup against Trey Hawkins. And I am excited about Brandon Cooks being on this football team. The thing the Cowboys offense has lacked in terms of just the playmaking talent was speed. They've been a slow offense. There's been no dynamic downfield threat. Gallup can do some downfield stuff, but he's been bad the last couple seasons. Cooks still can run, and that has to be respected by the Giants defense. Matchup number 5, Jaron Kearse against Darren Waller. The Jones-Waller connection has been a constant drumbeat of praise out of Giants camp and the preseason. This is what Jaron Kearse is made to do, erase tight ends. He has been fantastic in his NFL career. And unlike last year, he's actually healthy. Jaron Kearse was never healthy last year. He was constantly banged up, battling something. That is no longer an issue right now. He is going to be healthy, and the Giants are going to try to force-feed Darren Waller. How about a Kearse interception, or at least a couple incomplete passes his way? Now, you can bet on this game with our sportsbook partner, BetUS. Head over to chadsports.com/bet and use promo code Cowboys125 for a 125% deposit bonus. $100 down minimum gets you that deposit bonus as of filming this, knowing there's still some uncertainty around the Cowboys' offensive line. As mentioned, the Cowboys are 3.5 favorite. It's gone up. Was 3, now 3.5. We'll see if it changes beyond that. A road favorite for Dallas, a team that has not won its season opener since Mike McCarthy became their head coach. Let's talk just players to watch now. Now, we'll do this each season, and I won't always pick some of your best players. I kind of will today since it is the season opener. Number 5 is Tony Pollard. Weather might not be that great. Might try to run the football a little bit more. Pollard coming off the ankle injury. He's been good to go for a while. What does his workload look like? I wouldn't mind some big explosive runs out of Tony Pollard. Number 4, Tank Lawrence, who I will mention for every Giants game because DeMarcus Lawrence somehow turns into DeMarcus Lawrence Taylor when he's out there against the G-men. He's played 15 career games against the Giants. 45 tackles, 12 TFLs, 10 sacks, 4 forced fumbles. That is awesome production. That's a Pro Bowl caliber season. And not every game has been great. There's been some that have been really, really good. So I am Evan Neal, by the way, wasn't very good last year. Now, Andrew Thomas was bad his first year, then got going in year 2 for the Giants. Now one of the best left tackles in the game. New York wants something similar for Evan Neal. How about we wait at least one game before we get Evan Neal good again? Sound good? Number 3, Stephon Gilmore. We mentioned the one acquisition time for the other one. I'm curious how the Cowboys cover Jalen Hyatt when he's out there. And Darius Slayton, too. Both those guys have dynamic downfield ability. Gilmore isn't the same speedster he once was. I don't think he's slow anymore, but I also watched Cooks beat him a few times in practices, so that's a potential red flag there. But Diggs isn't a burner either. How do you cover Hyatt, at least respect his speed, beyond just putting Malik Hooker back deep? I think Gilmore, though, as a savvy vet, is going to have some success this season. So who will be better? BC for Brandon Cooks and SG for Stephon Gilmore. Of your big acquisitions, who's going to be better? Sound off in the comments section. Number 2, Micah Parsons. And I'm not going to put Micah on every single video. That's not how we're going to do it. That's cheating. But he is your best football player. No disrespect to anybody else. This is Micah's best deal. Or this is the best player, if not non-QB in football, on this Cowboys roster, including the quarterback. I think he's going to have a massive season. Number 1, Dak Prescott, the quarterback. No more turnovers, or at least cut them down on the ones that are his fault there. The nice part is, even with the turnovers last year, he was still a borderline top 10 quarterback. Take him away, he was kind of top 5, but that's cheating. You can't do that. I've seen that argument. That's not fair as far as I'm concerned. He's been a pretty consistent top 10 guy, and he's also owned New York. He's 10-2 all-time against the Giants, 64.1% completion rate, 3,000 yards, knowing he also missed half a game with that nasty ankle injury, 23 touchdowns, 7 INTs, and I don't really believe in the whole arguments of, quarterback wins are a thing. I think it's kind of dumb. But if you're going to make the argument, as some do, not much of a better one than this. Dak has dominated the NFC East when healthy. 10-2 against the Giants, 9-2 against the Commanders, 27-7 all-time against the NFC East. Historically speaking, knowing it's a new year, your quarterback's had great success against this Giants football team. They're a better coach team. They're probably a better team overall, but that's some reason to have some confidence entering week 1.